Okay, happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat. Your treat is you get to do another assignment. Yay! The crowds are roar. Not really, but I'm glad the Sounders won. Where'd those go? Did you watch that? Oh my gosh. Why can't Valdez scored another goal? He's only scored 2 all season. One was the last game, and now this game. Um, anyway, that's a little off track. So sorry for you guys that I'm recording. Oh, what's more important? Okay. Well, absolutely. Good for you. Okay, so your next assignment. He's tough. They're talking about Renee's soccer abilities, guys. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to talk about the next one is week 5C, even though it says it's week 5C. I think we're on week 6, aren't we? Something like that. But this is the next assignment. We'll take them in order. And this is to do a home lawn fertilization program. So you have to plan and cost out a fertilizer program for Mr. and Mrs. Mouse Hauschel. So that's Kelly Hauschel's parents. Anyway, so they live in a 2,500 square foot home. I'm not sure that 2,500 square feet is modest. That's kind of a big house to me. Okay, they have a 10,000 square foot lot, and they only got 4,500 square foot of lawn. Okay, so it's not a really big area that you're designing for. Okay, but what you have to do is design the program for the whole year for them. Okay, so I don't know what having one daughter, I don't know how rough she is on the grass, a dog and a cat. But Mr. Hauschel doesn't really like to do much with his lawn. He depends on his sons to do it, but they have gone off and worked on golf courses now. So he wants to have a nice yard, and he wants you to provide him with a yearly program for his lawn. So what I would like you to do would be to set up this project like you're presenting it to Mr. Hauschel. So put down, make it really nice and neat. If you want to use a computer to print it out, but you should do a month by month, what I'm going to put out, what it's going to cost. Yeah. Well, at least put the months that you're going to do it quarterly, if nothing else. And you've got enough fertilizer handout to select the materials you would use, so just think about this. So I didn't tell you where he lived. So if you want to say that Mr. Hauschel lives in sunny Florida and he's on Bermuda grass, you could plan for that. You can say he lives in Western Washington. You could say, designate where you're designing the fertilizer program for the lawn. Okay, so it is for a home lawn. Okay, so for wherever you're going to design this for, you need to give the dates of applications that you're going to do. He wants a fairly nice yard, so you probably need to provide me with some explanation of what you're doing. Have you had a soil test done? Is this it doesn't say that it's brand new, does it? It doesn't. But if you haven't had a soil test run, how do I know what I'm supposed to be adding back? Just like the other one that we did, I haven't handed your seeding assignments back yet, but I need to do that. And I'll get those done here in the next day, so that you'll get them back before you design this, so that if you did make a mistake on the other one, you won't have it on there as well. So give the dates that you want to apply it. If you think about when we went through fertility on one of those lectures, what was kind of the maximum rate I put out per year per 1,000 square feet on a lawn? Do you remember? Don't remember? 4 pounds is the max. And that would be for something that would be on a sandier soil. If it's usually, I'm going to put this down a little bit. If it's a couple years old and you've been fertilizing it for a while, you can back off by one application or maybe 2. And I'd say it'd be 2 applications if you've been fertilizing it for 10 years. So I didn't give you any history on what he's been doing to it. Okay, I just put down my paper and now I don't know where I'm at. Okay. So you need to pick out products for each application. So that means that you need to put out the rates in pounds of product per 1,000 square feet and how much product you use for each application. Okay, put in, you know, you're going to cost out the fertilizer, but make sure you make some money too. Okay? I don't want you can be like Renee here. He charged me $1 for every bag. And that's all he made was $1, so that's okay. So the cost of each application and then a yearly cost for what you're doing for Mr. Hauschel. Okay, so when you look at the fertilizer you pick, you need to justify why you picked the water soluble, or the percentage of water soluble, water insoluble, how long it's going to last, how much you put out. Okay, so just justify it. And you should be able to kind of justify that if you look at a water soluble fertilizer. If you put out a half a pound of ammonium sulfate, what are you going to get? Maybe 3 weeks of application. A full pound, you might get 4 weeks before it starts, but it's going to grow like a son of a gun, and you're going to have to, take off the clippings, and that's not going to do very well. You want to make sure that you can modify this. You want to design something for Mr. Hauschel that is going to allow him to return the clippings as needed, because if I return clippings all year round, that's about the same thing as 1 fertilizer application as far as nitrogen amounts. Okay, so I could back off on fertilizer. Okay, so this is due at the end of the week. Okay, so I think you have plenty of time to get it done. All right, so any questions on this while we're going through it? Does that pretty well explain what I want you to do? Okay, so it's my job to get your seating assignments graded now and get those back to you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to cut off the tape here.